morning, guys. It is Thursday morning. Did a couple things shop related this morning before I get on this car. Got some parts ordered for some other customers over there. I'm gonna start working on the mount for the fuel filter. So I like to run dual fuel filters and dual feed into my fuel rail. So it feeds the front and the back of the rail, and then it exits the middle of the rail for fuel pressure regulator. What I do is I use the stock radium location. They have like their spot to put a fuel filter right here. Radium does for a Mark IV, so I use that. But then there's a section that I need to mount, like a little like bracket that we build right here that has some nuts welded into it. It was on the other subframe. The other subframe sustained a little bit of damage, and we removed it and put a fresh subframe in here. So painted this one, but I'm gonna have to grind a little paint off, weld a little tab on there, a bracketry that holds the other filter, which has been taped up in a way over here. I'm gonna unzip tie it, untape it, get started on that. Yeah, then we can put the motor in, start doing mock-up on all the other stuff. So long day of work, but we could get a lot of progress done if I focus today. Then tonight, after Joe finishes up on customer stuff, we'll do hood pin mounts, front mount for, or the top mount for the intercooler, little arms that come down with cups to this one, and then we also have the front gusset plate to do. Let's go, guys. Like I was telling you, mounted this one. So we got Radium makes a bracket for our MK4, perfectly fits on the rail. But then there's this weird guy named Dan that needs to have 2 fuel filters. So don't ask too many questions. I just like to have both ends of the rail fed with its own filter. So the second filter sits here. I made this little bracket, quick and easy, out of 1/8 inch, 1 inch flat strap, and then just welded 2 tacks on the back of each of those nuts. It holds this bottom half of Radium's universal billet filter mount that they sell. So then that guy sits up there. Both filters run parallel but with a little offset from each other so that fittings don't run into each other and the wrenches don't run into each other when you're tightening stuff down. We just sprayed it with some fresh paint. This satin black that I had painted this back half of the subframe. So that's gotta dry. We gotta go get some argon gas and a Prius. Shouldn't do that at home. Because their tanks ran out, so we're gonna go do that and then stop by the machine shop. Then we'll be back to put this motor in. We're gonna have to prep some stuff, but hopefully if we plan it out right, we could put the 2J in, put the ACT clutch on it, put the Samsonov transmission in, maybe put some fluids in it. We could even start it if we wanted, do a lot of stuff to get everything ready, but we're gonna end up putting that smashed up Hypertune on for mock-up because the other one hasn't arrived yet. Hypertune is sending a fresh one out that's an exact replica of that because they're just a really cool company, and we will show you as soon as it shows up, but it's not here yet. So that's the plan for right now. We've been time-lapsing, nothing amazing happening. Harut showed up early today.
I'm tired.
Yeah, he needs a Red Bull. All right, there's Joe. Okay, we are going to lift the motor up. Gonna lift the motor up and put it in the car. Probably got to take the front bumper off, but there's the other mount we made, we painted. It's in there. We connected a couple hoses, and then now we will put the motor in and then start connecting a couple other things in transmission and stuff in the clutch. Just thought we'd show you guys right before. And fun fact is, it's like 90 degrees again today. Super nice.
A little sweaty.
Yeah. Okay, motor's in. That's the old Hypertune with a big dent in it. We're gonna have to use it for the time being for mock-up. I'm connecting hoses everywhere right now. So oil lines are done. Power steering lines are done. Over here we have a couple boost lines, but we got to put the new Hypergate 45s in that we got, the blue ones. So we're waiting on that, and then that'll be the end of the day. I have 2 coolant lines on this side, little ones, like the bleeder line from this guy that goes back in, and my return from the turbo that comes down and in right here. Those 2, see where they plug in back there? Hard to see. They go in there, so we're gonna do those 2. We can check on maybe 1 or 2 other things up here. Then after that, we raise the car. Oh yeah, we put the intake manifold on, but then after that, we raise the car to put the clutch, bell housing, all that stuff on, and the trans. We'll come back up here to do the wastegates probably, and the 2 charge pipes we'll check to make sure they align right. Maybe we do have to put them on momentarily so that we can build the mounts after everything's lined up. Usually we'll build the mounts, then build the pipes, but the piping's already done. So now we might have to like push this way, push the intercooler either back towards the motor or away from the motor in case something has moved. I doubt it, but because we've pulled everything back to where it was. So trying to be excited, but it's hot. Yeah, he's dying, and he's younger than we are. We're almost done. Here, guys, hurry up. Hurry the heck up. Oh, and we have fuel lines, fuel rail, injectors, that stuff. So that, maybe that too. Because if we did everything, we could put fluids in and start it, which would be kind of cool.
I'm ready for it.
Alright, so we have accomplished a lot since we last talked. Samsonus is in, everything's connected. Good thing about this is the mount lines up perfectly and it just went in place. Motor mounts line up better than they ever have. Starter's in, clutch is in. We do need to connect the starter. I just realized that the main power's not on. And this other cable is not on, but we've made a lot of progress since earlier. Okay. So I'm gonna put the main power cable on the starter. Then I'm gonna check a couple other things. Hey Harut, can you press in the clutch? And then let it in and out a couple times? It's fine, huh? Well, that's it. It's working. It seems like it doesn't need bleeding because everything was just quick disconnect. All right. Focus, you weirdo. Anyways. Okay. We're gonna lower the car and do some fab stuff now. Motor's fully in. We're missing the new well, we got a Hypergate on here. We got 1, but I'm in the midst of these. You can clock them now, which is a cool little feature. Let me show you real quick, actually. Let me show you. So I'm in the middle of clocking it, so the lines, the hoses, fittings, and lines, whatever, line up all perfect. Here, Harut's gonna open that. My hands are down to 1 right now, and we need 2. On the new wastegate, you can, if you look at the bottom of it here, when it decides to focus, I will kill you, camera. Hey, there we go, wow! So these See that one's folded down right there? Right there, that one's folded down. You would fold that up, and then there's one on the top side that'll be also that top side one right next to it. You'd fold them both flat, so then you can rotate this left or right any given way as much as you want. But you'll have to put a little tool, which is this tool right here, on the teeth of that, down in there. Spin it after you've undone those jam locks in there. And then you can, let's say you want this facing this way, but your fittings don't line up because they're pointing out like right here, but you wish they were pointing there. Now you can rotate just the head of it so that your vacuum in and out line up, and possibly even water, if you're gonna do the water in and out line up. So that's a great new feature that the Hypergate Gen V has on the 45 that I use. All their other gates also have that same feature now, so it's really good if you're getting a ProGate 50 or a ProGate 60 or any of the larger or the smaller ones. So next up though, we will be finishing this, and then we're gonna start the motor, but that's not happening for you guys today. We'll still be here, we'll keep time lapsing, but we're gonna end this video today, and then tomorrow we'll start the motor, and you guys can be here for that next video. All right guys, thanks for watching. More to come. We'll finish this in the next day or so.